Hey there guys, this is Robin Hood, and today I am bringing you a really actually epic battle that I played in Napoleon Total War. So this is going to be a 2 versus 2 with my friend Mike and Huge against Keeper of the Pies and Hiroshima Mon Armor, and it's on Aosta Valley. So this map, rolling hills, bunch of choke pointed mountains. As you can see, I'm playing as France, so is Mike over here. And you can see, there's a big town in this central area of the map, and then on either side, split off by the mountains, there's an open area over here. There's one way over here as well where he could have deployed. And there, for me, I can run into the town or into this open area over here, which is what I plan to do. So, in Napoleon Total War, generally I do a lot better fighting in these open areas than in cities. When I lose, more often than not, it is in fact in a urban area. I just for some reason don't do that well. But I like this map because the urban area is more spread out, and this ends up being it is quite a long battle, but a rather interesting one all the same. So let me fast forward through deployment. Because I spent a lot too much time, or much too much time talking, and realized I only had 20 seconds to deploy, so at the end here you'll see me just kind of rushing and placing stuff everywhere. Right there, yeah. Okay, so on my right flank, fighting in the open, I'm going to have two Voltigeurs. They are the longer ranged skirmishers, more accurate, but most people bring these chasseurs just due to the fact that once you actually run them in range, they do, even after taking the first shot, beat the Voltigeurs. And I, for this map, wanted a mix, since there is hills and such that I would probably use the longer range on. And then I also have two Polish Legion, a Guard Seamen, and make that four Polish Legion, yeah. Let's see here. Polish Guard Lancers, 7th Regiment Day, but they're a Lancer unit, I'm not going to say that. And Dutch Guard Lancers. And apparently that building has fallen to the enemy. And here's my general, just a normal general. Then on this flank I have two of the chasseurs, two Swiss foot, I believe, and one regiment, 18th Regiment of the Brave, the Day Infantry de Ligne. There they are. And then Mike has a similar army. And this battle, the rules were one artillery piece, and knowing the buildings on this, I did bring one. I do have one howitzer right here. I brought the howitzer because of the rolling hills. I thought I'd need to shoot over it, but generally a solid shot cannon would have done me better here to blast out these buildings, because later on they're going to end up being quite a problem. So basically, as you can see, Austria here rushed in and took the town. We were kind of taking our time moving forward. You can see Mike marching forward here, all that stuff. He's got quite a few Old Guard regiment, which I did not bring actually. Mike did seize this building with a skirmisher unit, but he is not going to be able to hold it against... These are actually militia running in, but still, just not a whole lot that he can do there, especially with these Hungarian Fusiliers charging in right after. So we're going to lose all of the buildings. So as you can see, these guys now have every single building, and it is a pain to get people out of the buildings. You almost have to melee. Here I do get a nice volley off on these guys, these Grenzers running into the building, and I'm going to kill quite a few of them before they get in, but they are going to get into the building and start shooting at me. And over here on the right, I am moving my cavalry up into the woods here. You can see these are very tall trees, kind of hard to see through, but this is where they will be moving through these trees. And the thing I love about these trees is from back here, those trees actually, where my opponent is playing, the trees actually block the flags. You know how you can see my French flags over there? So on this map, back when I used to play, I would always use this forest, always, to run cav through. It's just what I would do. And over here, setting up some of my infantry. And here leading a small assault on this building. So you can see the smoke starting to build from that fight. And Mike's moving into position. And there comes my first artillery rounds onto the building. One guy went flying out of the window. That's funny. But yeah, very nice artillery effects. So Mike over here is holding this line, and his opponent did what I did, and is using the forest to hide the flags, or maybe it just happened by coincidence, but as you can see, there are 2 units right where my cursor is, and Mike actually didn't see them because they're just kind of hidden back there, and there's going to be quite a battle over in this area as well. You can see Mike's howitzers there, so we're all going to start firing. And this building here is going to take some fire. This guy's backing it up with a Landwehr regiment who can't figure out what they're doing. No, they can't. Some of them are getting it. But basically now that just makes this, even though it's a militia unit, all that much harder to take. My opponent is slipping some of these Nizami credit. I can't say it right, but, you know, infantry, line infantry pretty much from the Ottomans right here. And I'm just going to shell the crap out of this building for now. So these guys are going to fire, and I believe we're going to have a little firefight there. And on this flank, this is really the opening major combat. So I am charging into gunfire of these camel gunners, but my men get out of that just fine, and these guys are gonna get pretty much destroyed in the actual melee, because that is not what they specialize in. And my other unit of Dutch Guard Lancers is gonna wheel around and make sure this howitzer unit never even gets to fire a shot on me. That would really be a pain if it could, and we wanted to have the overall artillery advantage, so these guys are going to go down, and so are the camels. Can see I also ran down and did a quick strike on these light infantry, killed quite a few of them, but took a shot from his line. But my cav has now taken this flank out of the action, and here is where I start doing something. I am moving one of these Polish Legion up through the same flanking route through these woods, and they are going to pop out over here on the flank a little bit later. And so let's see. I'm going to have to fast forward through some parts, or else this battle would be like half an hour, if not longer, for you guys to watch. But you can just see these guys are firmly entrenched in all these buildings, making it difficult. Yes, they can only get minimal firepower out of the buildings, but still the fact that they are in the buildings, I mean, Austria has taken up the buildings. My opponent really just brought tons and tons of infantry. He's got a full, you know, line here. I did a quick charge on this guy's general, though, and there he goes.
Now they must break.
So he just died over here, and I'm going to run away from that. And this was a stupid mistake on my part. See, my men are winded. These guys, this Salhatar Guard, they are actually facing this direction. These guys are, like, incredible cavalry units. So are these Dutch Guard Lancers, but even though I got the charge here, it wasn't that effective because my men were tired, and his guys are going to make short work of me in that fight. But I do have an advantage over here, and don't get it wrong, he has more of these guys hidden. He's got like 4 or 5 units of light infantry. And you can see over here Mike actually sent over some units because we wanted to go ahead and attack this flank, and my opponent had slightly more troops there. But you can see basically he brought tons and tons of troops. So you can see this is only a 2v2, but this battlefield is, yeah, here's part of the attack on Mike's flank. This is a massive battlefield. It's what I love about this game. And we're going to end up attacking here soon. I'm preparing for that. But at the same time as that is going on, there's tons of shelling, short skirmishes going on. These guys were still firing slightly. All that, look at all that artillery, smoke, everything. It's excellent. But over here, Mike now has to fend off this attack and he is rushing over some
Our men
units.
are running, sir.
This attack is actually going to push all the way through him, though, before he stops it and take out his artillery. So that was the goal, and it is going to work. You can see it wasn't just that direction. This unit of skirmishers, voltigeurs here, are going to get overwhelmed. So it was a well-planned attack because he couldn't cover it from all ends. This flank's going to hold out. They're going to break through over here, though. And it's at this point that I begin my attack. So I want to point out something here. My guys' light infantry are way in front of his line. That's generally good for a skirmish, so stray rounds don't kill your line infantry. But when I saw this, I'm like, okay, I can bring more firepower since he has the bigger army section over here. Even though Mike was back there, he was managing stuff on the other end. So I ran up my whole line, used my skirmishers as meat shields, and now I have two lines of one of very accurate fire, one of just, you know, pouring in fire onto these guys, and it allowed me to make him fall back. Out here on the flank, I've got my two units coming out of the woodworks, and you can see they are going to line up on this ridge line and basically just unleash a field of killing down on these Ottomans. And then Mike's troops are back here to back up. They're actually not going to take part in this battle. They are going to march through this gap in the hill and fight over there. But you can see the smoke rolling off of my battlefield now as my men fire. You can just look at that for a second. You can see his skirmishers are doing well, but his line infantry still aren't in range, and mine are, so I'm going to get to take advantage of that. Over here, one of my units is going to charge into the backs of the infantry. The other one, the weaker one, is just going to stall this guard unit here of cavalry. There they go. Up here on the flank, my infantry are opening fire down the flank into these guys who just got charged from behind as well. And some of my men are running. That is the cav unit. Meanwhile, over here you can see this attack is still in full force, and Mike is fighting this off on the flank. So on my flank, I'm attacking. Mike's just trying to hold on over there. And you can see this is going very well, though. I'm just doing multiple cav charges into the back of these units, and my men are going to outshoot here. I do have this high ground flanking position, which is seriously helping me out. You can see these men are just, I mean, that's not cool, having guys up there on your flank. So, you know, it's all just kind of working out right now. Starting to route these units. They're going to route, and you can see I'm going to start pressing forward a little bit, moving in on the flank. My cav is still behind right here, and right now this is the really big engagement going on. As you can see, there's still artillery fire and that kind of stuff going on in the central area, but it's more just a standoff. And we're kind of hoping, or we were hoping, that I could win this and march around behind, and that's going to be what I end up doing, just with a lot less troops than you see here, because this fight ends up becoming extremely difficult later on. These guys all come back from routing, and we have another battle down here, and he brings over some more troops, but you can see there we won that. He's gonna fall back to a position right here and make me come attack him again. At this point also, though, instead of leaving all my troops over here, I believe I left 3 line infantry units and took 2. So yeah, it's going to be these 3. And I take 2 of them and march through this gap as well, which you can see Mike's troops going through right now. Old Guard and a Polish Legion marching into this gap onto the flank of this unit. And they are going to open fire here, and we will watch that volley come from these Old Guard. You can see the men start to drop. So soon you'll start seeing some smoke coming out of this area. You can see the skirmish is still going on over here. I did a really quick attack with my infantry, the Brave Regiment there. And they did bravely. I charged forward and killed some people. But it is time to withdraw them so that they do not get fully killed. You can see back here, Mike actually beat off this attack in the end, but did lose his artillery. There's still a few more units in the woods firing. Looks like some Jaegers. Yeah, those are dangerous, dangerous unit. So he's got this flank under control for the moment. Still a bunch of fighting in the center, and this is a ton of troops left, especially with them being in those buildings. And over here, I am once again pressing the attack. I do have a better firing position, so my skirmishers are taking down these guys. See them start to drop. I don't know why they aren't firing. Maybe they weren't in range. These guys are definitely firing. See their little puffs of smoke. But my line is just going to overwhelm them in this area. Soon I'm going to start moving forward some. Yeah, you can see me bringing in more troops. No, that's good. One of these units, I believe, the Swiss foot, I didn't have any Swiss foot over here. Both mine are on the other end, so this has to be Mike's unit. Yeah, because they're not moving up with the rest of mine, because I did only bring these few line infantry here. And I believe I'm actually going to take one of them and move them back this way. Bring only 3, but you can see I beat off these guys. Those opponents there, and yeah, I know I'm gonna get crap for that comment now that I said that. That's why there was hesitation there. Hopefully no one knows what I'm figuring out, but that was pretty bad, yeah. But I'm just gonna fast forward it a little bit here. You can see just the skirmish going on in the center. It's very, very, very lengthy battle. Over here you can see another assault coming around this flank from the Austrians. More troops were hidden back there, and there's cavalry running around the back, so Mike's troops are going to have to hold this position once again. You can see them getting ready to open fire. These guys here are doing just fine. Looks like there's a little bit of an Austrian effort coming forward, and yeah, these guys are all moving forward some. This building's taking quite a bit of fire. This one's pretty much destroyed, and I just charged in there and got rid of those troops, and one of Mike's units came in as well. So you can see them marching out of the building. We now secured one more building, and back here, as I was lining up to march around the flank, these guys came back from routing, and so now I have to deal with them once again. So you can see these guys are going to drop rather quickly and rout. They weren't the big deal. These skirmisher units are just generally dangerous, and I'm actually going to lose one of my skirmisher units in this fight. Right there. Let's see. So you can see my troops charging down. At this point, you know, I didn't want them to get a shot, and these troops are higher up on the hill so they can shoot over my own troops' heads, so I wasn't worried about friendly fire there. But this is actually going to prove to be quite a little gunfight as they hold out for quite a while. So that's where, you know, this battle has progressed from long here back to here, and now pushed them way back down there. But back here I had to turn one unit around to deter this cav unit, which was preparing to charge me in the back there. This Austrian player had a ton of cavalry, and he had a ton of these Landwehr, the militia units as well, just to hold the buildings, and you know, they do a great job of it. And here Mike is charging in with, what unit is this? I can't tell, but basically it's not going to go well, as the Austrian, or the Ottoman, yeah, player is going to back him up. You can see my artillery still firing back here. And at this point, Mike's old guard is going to try to defend them, or young guard that is, from this cav unit. What I wanted him to do was just keep a line and actually get charged by the cavalry, because with this square, he is going to actually be able to get around and kill off my artillery, and my general staff is going to have to come in and deal some damage as well, which is really risky, because if my general dies, right now this battle really is anyone's. You can see Mike's forces. There's some of them over here facing an assault, but in the center, they are, you know, there's tons of enemy troops, and his are really whittling down, kind of. I still have support over here, Swiss foot, this flank we've pushed forward some. Here's my other Swiss foot and my 18th Regiment, the Brave. There they are. But basically back here, I had to chase these guys off to make sure they wouldn't come back from routing. But now that they did that, I am marching back over, and my army is going to be coming in from behind there once again. We're planning to, so we're going to fast forward this a little bit as this all goes on. Can see the fight on this end. Mike's forces once again holding the left flank under the Austrian attack. And my men are starting to run out of ammunition and they have to charge. And you can see yet another assault going forward here. This is one of my units, my Swiss foot. They are going to end up getting beaten back by those infantry there. Wow, artillery shell very close. And here goes my Regiment of the Brave into the building. Or is that mine? I don't know. Yeah, that has to be mine. I don't think Mike brought one. See, it does. I can't tell the difference between our troops. All I know is all of these back here, aside from the artillery, are in fact Mike's. He kind of forgot about them. Same with these two units. The battle's up here. My men are trying, you know, very few of them, just trying to hold. There's a fight over there, and Mike, managing his left flank, forgot about these two guys, so I kept telling him, dude, bring them over. We need them. But in the back, you can see what is left of my force. It still is a decent force. You can see 4 units. Maybe not fully powerful like they were over here in this large fight. And what are these guys doing over here? Yeah, running away like the cowards you are. But it still is a dangerous force there, and you can see one of my Polish Legion has pushed all the way up over here. This was one of the ones that ran out of ammunition over here. I just charged them in, and they are actually going to succeed in taking down one of these infantry units in melee. You can see some more of the fighting going in. There goes one of them. And I am going to charge into this building from back behind. You can see my Polish Legion pouring in. And we are going to take down, what are these? Emperor's Own 1st Regiment. So that is a DLC unit, very good unit. But my 2 units are going to be able to take it down. And over here, Mike has finally officially won this flank. He can start bringing these troops down. But right now, it really, really is anyone's battle. Yes, I have a depleted force behind him, but they are fighting like crazy. These are the most fresh units on the battlefield. These are all Mike's, his ones on this flank. But you can see that they do have quite a few units left in the center, and being in the buildings is what made it take so long. Here we kind of got a little insurgency. My Regiment of the Brave is pretty much surrounded and fighting from this building that they managed to take. Very good unit, but it looks like right here they are going to have their hands full with an Ottoman infantry unit, and they are sadly going to go down, I believe. Although they might hold, they are a better unit. Yeah, they're doing just fine, but they are slightly losing. But yeah, there's a fight going on in there. Some of them are still shooting out the side, but you can see now the right flank where my army was is where the real effort is. Mike finally remembered these units except for the Swiss foot. And my men are streaming in from the back. You can see these guys having a time of it with this Emperor's Own. That is a very, very deadly unit. Don't know if you can see any of the combat through that window. There's a few guys fighting. But this building is proving to be a pain. Yeah, there goes one of my men. And over here, my men are my Guard Seamen fighting in this building. And it's these buildings that are really giving us a time of it. I'm starting to shell this building over here. You can see some of the men up top. I believe these are the Landwehr. But they've got their little castle-like position, firing down on us as we move in. So right now it's really kind of up in the balance. If we lose I won this building, but if we lose these buildings, the enemy could still pull off a win. And once again, although it's a small unit, they are bringing forward on the far left. And Mike is just going to charge them with some young guard, that is, and that is going to be the end of them. They don't really stand much of a chance, as they are going to get taken down. Yeah, that guy's getting stabbed. 3 guys stabbed on the ground there. Fun. Melee fight going on right here. His unit of the Brave fighting off the 47th Czech Regiment. Czechoslovakia. But yeah, his men are fighting in here. Polish Legion. My men have now taken the buildings from the back over here, and we are bringing over everything to this last little holdout. And you can see these men are definitely holding out. This is one of my Swiss foot fighting, and I believe they are actually going to get pushed back from this melee fight. They're going to rout, get taken down by the Ottomans. You can see this building starting to crumble under my artillery fire. All that good stuff. Here comes the Austrian general in a last-ditch effort to do something. And you can see our depleted troops moving forward. There's my guard seamen. These guys don't have any ammo, so they have to just charge in. But the general is going to come to them, and here they go into combat with the Austrian general. You can see all the forces backing him up, and there's still 1 regiment that Mike forgot back here. Kept telling him about that one too, but yeah, the battle has moved from way back here, and it's moved from the flanks inward. There was quite a bit of fighting on this hillside over here and in the forest. It was really just an epic battle. Had a ton of fun fighting it. And you know, both sides did their share of attacking, so it was really interesting. This is what I like about the older Total War games. The battles last longer. The units don't die quite as quickly. Like Shogun is really fast-paced. Once you're in the battle, it lasts for a minute, maybe 2 minutes. You know, once the main engagement, once skirmishing is done, it's over. But in this, you know, you have tons of different things. The engagements last a while. There's time to pull back, make different maneuvers. You saw early on my 18th Regiment of the Brave charge forward, fight in this area, and then pull back and come back later to take that building. And I believe they actually went down in here, sadly, after doing their job just fine. But here comes all of our troops pouring into the final building, and we are going to take it down as it starts burning down, and that is going to be that. So very long battle, I know, but that's the end of it. You can see the stats there. I actually didn't look at these after the battle, so it looks like I deployed a little bit more than Mike. Not that much, 60 more men. And these guys deployed more than both of us. Each of them had more troops. Looks like I killed the most, 1,505 killed. Mike got 1,104. They did a number on us too, 968 killed and 1,130. They lost a ton, but so did we. We each lost over 1,000 troops. I lost 1,273. So, you know, it was a very bloody battle. Look at that, my guard seamen up top. Polish Legion, Swiss foot, my unit of the Brave. They didn't do incredible, but they held their own. My artillery's probably going to be at the bottom. 71 kills. Had that been an open battlefield, they would have done a lot better than that, but since I was shelling the buildings, which is really what we needed, had I had a solid shot cannon, it would have done a lot better against the buildings, though. You can see my skirmishers, since they were the meat shield, they did what they could, and in that kind of melee combat, they can't really do all that well, but hope you guys enjoyed that battle, and I will see you guys next time with some more. If you want to see more Napoleon Total War, give this video a rating, thumbs it up, that kind of stuff. If I see that you guys liked it, I will bring you some more Napoleon Total War, but besides that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.